Okay, welcome to part 4 of the Lantern tutorial. So we just isolated this, and now we're going to work on it a bit. So, let's, select this edge, connect 2 connections, and just pinch it so they're close to the edge. Okay, go in the left-hand viewport, press OK. Connect with the same things. Go here, connect. You're going to want this even closer. So just do 99.7. Oh, not 997. 9.7. Why is this not working? Apparently I can't do a decimal point. So we'll just say OK for that. I'll go in and manually adjust it so it's higher. OK. And then now when we apply mesh smooth, there we go. Perspective. Much better looking. Now it's not so harsh. And I don't think you need more than one. You can apply 2, but it doesn't make much of a difference. So let's exit isolation mode. There's a little window over here. Just hit exit. And now when you render it, let's see, can we even tell the difference? Not yet. I don't even know which one it is. That's bad. Here it is, it's this one. So if we zoom in, if you zoom in you can see the difference. These are kind of unrealistic. This is kind of smooth, and you can see, how the grain would kind of go. So now what we can do is just deselect this, or delete, and just copy this over. Okay, top, and position it appropriately. And I see that mesh smooth kind of brought it into it, so we'll have to adjust some things here. I think the way I want to do it is I'll adjust the other pieces to match this one. So select both these, delete, and bring these over here. Move them down. Alright, there we go. Now we have those 4 sides done. Now just because I'm curious as to what this looks like, I'm going to make a plane. Oh no, 300 by 300. Top. Can't go to the top. There we go. And just move W 0, 0, 0. And bring it on top here, front. Bring it down. Select everything and go to your materials. So press M. Material editor will load. Let's actually do this in mental ray. So mental ray. Okay. Just do arc and design. And I'm just going to assign material to selection. Okay. We can close that out. And if we render this, let's see. Okay. Go back to your material. I just want to see basically how it reacts. Let's bring the reflectivity to 0.1. So you can see here that made it much less reflective. Let's actually have 0.05. And glossiness, bring it down to 0.44. Looks kind of woodish. Okay, and render again. There we go. Let's just get a simple light in here, photometric. Yes, turn that on, free light. Put it over here, just see what it... Oh wow, that really lit it up. Okay, so, go here, shadows on, you can use a shadow map, that's fine. And we have some shadows. Next, let's go indirect illumination, final gather on, global illumination, turn that on, and we'll leave it at its settings currently. And there shouldn't be much light to bounce off of right now, so let's... what do we want to do? I just bumped up the number of photons per sample here. And let's make one more light over here, and we'll bring the intensity, no shadows, and let's see, bring it to 500, I'd say. It's just trying to give it like a backlight, I guess. And render this out. There we go. That's actually not looking half bad. At least this base portion. I think it might be a little off here. This side looks bigger than this, but it could just be perspective. And you can see how when we leave gaps, you get these kind of little reflections right here. And those are what we're really after. Okay. So I think this is floating or something. It is floating. Let's just move this up here. There we go. Those reflections were throwing me off. Alright, and you can see there's something really wrong here. Look how terrible these reflections are. They're not even doing anything, so let's just bump this up and see what we get. Might take a little while longer, but still didn't do anything. Alright, let's change final gather precision to high. This will increase the final gather points and make it take a little bit longer, but I have a new machine, so hopefully it can handle it. Alright, give it a second. So the answer is no, that didn't do anything, so let's bring this back down to low. And let's change anti-aliasing to high, I guess. I think what we're going to end up doing is just changing the shadows, but so I'm pretty sure they should not look like that. Alright, let's change the shadow type until I can figure that out. Let's use area shadows. Let's see what that does. This should give us, I think, softer shadows if it worked, but it's not supported, so let's not do that, and instead use ray trace shadows. This should give us sharp shadows, I think. So here we go. And yeah, nice sharp shadows. And those are actually pretty good looking, so we'll keep those for now, I think. Yeah, let's just do some testing here. What does V-Ray shadow do? Unsupported, nothing. Advanced ray trace should be another sharp shadow. Let's see. All these are unsupported, very odd. Cancel, close, anything. So I guess we'll just go back to ray trace shadows. I'll figure out eventually. You know what? Shadow map. ray traced. Okay, so let's just for now hide these lights and carry on with what we were doing. So this is going to be a pain because I hadn't thought about this. Let's select this editable poly. I think we're going to attach a lot of stuff to it. So attach everything on one side to it. Okay. Now that we have that, let's isolate that. And there it is. So now what we can do is press J to get rid of those bounding boxes again. I do hate those, I don't know why. Edge, left, and let's select everything inside here. Connect, 2, and bring them toward the edges. Okay. And that's pretty good. Apply mesh smooth. We're going to need to do another one, but I just want to see what this looks like. Wow, that's interesting. Okay. Now we're going to have to, let's see, do this individually, I guess. So I'm going to actually do it one at a time here. 0. Okay. Interesting. Whoa. Didn't mean to bring that up. Let's go to perspective. I just want to make this a square right here in the corner. Okay. Select all these again and connect. Come over here. And again make a square. Okay. Actually, that's not very square-like. That's more of a square. And when we mesh smooth that, now that one should look good. And it does. Although I think I want a little closer to make it sharper. So select that edge, loop, and let's bring it even a little closer than that. Just on the edges so we get a sharper edge. Come over here, let's do the same thing. Loop, make it sharper, and okay, good. Next what we're going to want to do is, whoa, go in the front viewport, I guess, and select these lines and these lines, connect 2 of them, and slide them out to the edges. Okay. Perspective, mesh smooth, and now it's perfect. Yes, okay. So now we're just going to copy some of these. So because it's an individual element, we should be able to do that. So copy it as an element, and then bring it right on top of another one that we want. Okay. Select the other one and delete. There we go, now we have 2 of them done. Okay, and that's how we're going to do it for the rest of them as well. We'll just do it one at a time, so we're going to have to do 2 more pieces. Or actually, I can even just utilize these current ones we have and go from there, but that'll be in the next part, so I'll see you later.